welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking at a case from Omdurman, Sudan, back in 2018, the Al-Sharif murder.
A really fascinating one. We've got the initial police reports, forensic summaries, interrogation notes.
All of it. And our mission today is, well, it's to piece together this incredibly detailed plot.
A plot that was hatched by someone inside the family home.
Exactly. We're going to unpack all the layers of misdirection and then find that one tiny, almost trivial mistake that brought the whole thing down.
So where do we start?
Let's set the scene. It's evening. A wealthy family villa. Prominent businessman Mahdi Al-Sharif is just coming home from evening prayer.
Group. So the day is winding down, the house is quiet.
Or it should be.
Right. And that quiet is, it's immediately broken. He gets to his own door, the one to his apartment on the ground floor, and the handle turns.
It's unlocked.
It's unlocked. And that's the very first sign, the first little crack in the normal routine that tells him something is deeply wrong.
He goes straight to the master bedroom. He's looking for his wife, Amna.
And he finds her. She's on the bed.
But it's not right. The reports note this specifically. It's not her habit to be there like that. And then there's the image that must have just burned into his mind.
The pillows.
A huge number of pillows, just covering her, almost hiding her.
He pulls them away, and it's clear Amna is dead.
The police arrive. It's immediately a high-profile case, and they see the second layer of the crime scene right away.
The cabinet. The dulab. It's wide open.
And a lot of money is gone. Confirmed stolen.
So the immediate theory, the obvious one, is a robbery gone horribly wrong.
But wait. The door was unlocked. No forced entry. Isn't that a massive red flag pointing inward from the very start?
A huge one. And the police, to their credit, they knew this wasn't some random burglar.
How could they be so sure?
Well, not only the unlocked door, but that specific cabinet, the dulab. Only the immediate family knew that Mahdi kept large amounts of cash hidden right there.
So this wasn't a smash and grab?
No. This was someone who knew the house, knew the routine, and meticulously staged a robbery to cover their tracks.
The suspicion had to immediately circle the family.
It did. But you still have to clear the outsiders, do your due diligence.
Right. And this house, it was a big 3-story villa. Mahdi and Amna on the ground floor, but their sons, their wives, their kids, they all lived on the floors above.
A big, multi-generational household. But the focus first fell on 2 people who weren't family.
The maids?
The 2 long-term trusted maids. And almost too conveniently, they had taken a rare day off.
The day of the murder.
The day of the murder. That looks terrible, right?
Yeah.
It looks like they used the day off to create a perfect alibi.
So they're brought in, interrogated separately.
Oh, ostensibly. But it fell apart pretty fast.
What happened?
Their alibis were rock solid. They were 50 miles away in their home village, and multiple witnesses confirmed it. There was just no way they were involved.
Okay, so the maids are cleared, but there was someone else, wasn't there?
There was. The carpenter.
Ah, right. He'd been in the house just the day before.
Working right near Amna's bedroom, he would have had a clear view of the cabinet, the layout, everything. He looks like a perfect suspect for an opportunistic crime.
So they bring him in, too.
Of course, but again, his alibi holds up. Company work logs, his phone's GPS data. It all proved he was somewhere else entirely.
So the easy answers, the obvious external suspects, they're all gone.
They're all gone. The police have to reset. The focus has to snap right back inside that house.
And the case stalls until, that is, the forensic report lands on their desk.
And that report changes everything. The whole robbery narrative just,
Well,
it evaporates.
what did the science say that the crime scene didn't?
Well, for one, the cause of death. It wasn't just smothering with pillows. It was calculated, strangulation, and a broken neck.
Wow, that's personal and violent.
Extremely. And there was more. Clear evidence of a struggle.
The bite mark.
The bite mark on Amna Al-Sharif's hand. She fought her attacker fiercely.
But the real game changer was the timing, wasn't it?
That was the nail in the coffin for the robbery theory. The time of death. She'd been dead for at least 8 hours before her husband found her.
8 hours. So the murder happened.
Early in the morning, shortly after the family all left for work. This wasn't a nighttime thief. This was a targeted execution carried out in broad daylight inside the family home.
Which means the police had to reinterrogate everyone, every single family member, looking for cracks in their stories.
And they find one, a really troubling one, from the victim's older son.
He's an engineer?
Yeah.
Married to Dr. Rayyan Mukhtar.
That's the one. He admits he came back to the house that afternoon around 3 p.m., forgot something for work.
And he went into his mother's room.
He did. He saw her on the bed and he thought she was sleeping deeply. So he left quietly, not wanting to wake her.
But she was already dead.
She was already dead. He had no idea. But what he did was inadvertently confirm the timeline. The body had been staged with the pillows by 3 p.m. at the latest, pushing the time of the murder firmly into those morning hours.
And the police start looking very, very closely at his wife, at Dr. Rayyan.
Exactly. Let's talk about her. Dr. Rayyan Mukhtar, she's an OBGYN. She's successful, educated, comes from a wealthy background herself.
She is the last person you would suspect. Her alibi seemed okay at first, right?
He seemed fine. Left the house like normal, went to the hospital, then spent the afternoon at her parents' house until she heard the news.
So what's the question here? I mean, why would a woman like that, with a great career, 3 kids, why would she do something so violent to her mother-in-law?
That is the core question. And the answer started to reveal itself because of a tiny, unintentional tell.
What was it?
An officer was taking her statement, and as she was signing the paper, he noticed something.
The scratches.
Scratches on her hand, which she was subtly trying to hide with her sleeve.
That's not proof, but it's enough to raise serious questions.
It's enough to bring Mahdi and his sons back in and ask some very specific, very pointed questions about the dynamics in that house.
And what did they find?
They found the motive. A deep 6-month-long conflict between Dr. Rayyan and Amna.
What was it about?
Interference. Amna was aggressively interfering in the couple's life, and it had escalated. It had become open warfare.
What kind of threats are we talking about?
The ultimate threat in that kind of patriarchal family structure, Amna had repeatedly threatened to force her son to divorce Dr. Rayyan.
Which would mean?
She'd be cast out, she could lose her home, her status, even her children. For her, it was the threat of complete social ruin, a desperate situation.
So that's the motive, this paralyzing fear.
That's the motive. And with that, the police go back and check her alibi again. And this time, it just crumbles.
She wasn't at the hospital all morning.
Not even close. She was there for maybe 30 minutes. And hospital staff remembered her. They said she seemed extremely nervous, on edge.
So you have the motive, the scratches that account for a struggle, and a broken alibi.
The pressure was immense. The interrogation intensified. And she broke.
She confessed to everything.
Everything. The entire chilling, meticulous plan.
The level of planning here is what's so terrifying. She created layers of distractions.
It's pure sophistication. She didn't just pick a day, she engineered a day full of plausible suspects.
First, she convinces the maids to take that rare day off. That's layer 1.
Then she waits until the day after the carpenter has been working there. So now you have 2 perfect scapegoats lined up before she even does anything.
It's diabolical.
And the execution, it's just so clinical. After everyone leaves, she waits. She waits for 70-year-old Amna to go into her room to rest.
And when Amna is dozing, she goes in, she uses a headscarf, a tarha, to start strangling her.
Amna fights back. That's where the struggle happens. Amna bites her hand. Dr. Rayyan gets scratched.
But she overpowers her.
She does. She continues until Amna is unconscious. But she wasn't done.
This is where her medics knowledge comes in, isn't it? But in the most horrifying way.
Exactly. She uses her knowledge not to save a life, but to end one and hide the evidence. She puts a plastic bag around the neck area.
To stop her fingerprints from being left behind.
Correct. And then she breaks the neck at a specific point. An expert break. Then, the overkill. Piling on all those pillows, as she said, to make sure it would be impossible for her to live.
Just chilling. And after all that, she moves on to the staging.
Opens the Dullab.
Yeah.
Takes the cash to sell the robbery story, and immediately calls her sister.
The sister was her accomplice.
She was the alibi. The sister picked her up and helped her establish that she was away from the house for the rest of the day.
I mean, the planning is brilliant. The framed suspects, the stolen money, the medical precision. It seems like the perfect crime. So what went wrong?
One tiny, tiny thing. An oversight you wouldn't even think of.
The fingerprint.
The fingerprint. For all her medical knowledge about hiding prints on the body, she forgot about the staging. She left one single, clear fingerprint on the cabinet when she was stealing the money.
And the police had initially just dismissed all the prints as belonging to the family.
Right. But this one was fresh. It was smudged in a way that didn't match routine use. They ran it, and it was a positive match for Dr. Rayyan. That one print sealed her fate.
What happened in the aftermath?
Her sister was arrested, too. She confessed to the cover-up and got 4 years. Dr. Rayyan Mukhtar was sentenced to death.
And the family, her husband, her children.
She pleaded with them for mercy, for a pardon. But her husband, her father-in-law, even her own children reportedly refused. Unanimously.
So you have this massive, intricate plan, All this effort to frame innocent people, to withstand scrutiny, and it all comes crashing down because of one smudged print on a piece of furniture.
It's the ultimate human error. The paradox of the whole case is right there. Here is a brilliant, successful doctor who used her incredible knowledge not to heal, but to kill and to cover her tracks.
All because of this intense fear, the fear of what her mother-in-law could do to her life.
Yes, the status anxiety, the fear of losing everything in that social structure, it hijacked her intellect and drove her to do something truly unthinkable.
This crime was born from a deep, desperate fear of divorce and the social ruin that comes with it. Makes you consider, how far society's pressures can push a person. What other perfect crimes have you heard of that were undone by something just as mundane, just as tiny? It's something for you to think about long after this deep dive is over.